What advice would you give someone looking to buy cyber coverage? Like what do they need to do? Like what's the first step they should take? They don't have an insurance agent. They just start to think about it. What do they need to do before they find an agent?
So I really think that it does start with your broker. There's a lot of different ways that people can buy cyber insurance today. So there's ways that businesses can go direct online to buy a policy, which is fine for a lot of businesses because they'll get kind of like a policy that's going to cover essentially the 5 things that I went through, but they're not going to get a lot of details. A broker that specializes in cyber insurance, what I do, there's people like me in insurance agencies, around the country. Everybody's not going to have the position because it's new. So really selecting the broker is important because that's the person that's going to help you translate it and find the coverages. So the broker is really important. In addition to that, it's understanding the risk because a business is going to have to think about what's important before they understand the right kind of coverage to buy. So, let's, talk about the, CIS top 20, focus on, inventory, what type of software, hardware, data do you have? If you start there, that's going to help you understand your risk. And if you're extremely reliant on your data and your technology, you have to buy, cyber insurance is a must-have, just as is the technology that you're going to use to protect it. So it's kind of understanding what you have, what you're trying to protect, and then picking the right person to help you make sure that you've got the right coverage in place.
And who kind of decides, or how do you help them decide how much coverage they need? I mean, how do you know if you need $1 million or $5 million?
So right now it's partially dictated by cost. So if it's a brand new coverage for a business, it's going to be part of the budget. And then you're potentially adding thousands of new dollars to your budget for something that you've never purchased. So what we typically like to do is say let's start here, and then you can start budgeting over time. And what a lot of businesses will do, they'll maybe add $1 million till they get to the point where they want to be. That might be, maybe you're good at 2, maybe you're good at 10, maybe you need 20. It really depends. And it's honestly through conversations, it's through benchmarking that we can do. There's some third-party technology providers that can help pinpoint, taking lots of different types of data into account, what the risk is versus how much you can buy down versus what you can you offset with technology, those types of things. So it's not an easy process. It's very involved. And if you use the technology solutions, they're not going to be perfect either, but at least it gives you some kind of idea about where you need to be.
Totally. Yeah. You kind of want the best you can afford.
The insurance person saying buy as much as you can afford is not what people want to hear, but that's kind of where we are.
Well, you're going to be happy you had it.
Right.
If something happens.